Good morning, everyone. My name is Edwina McCann, and I'm the Editorial Director of Vogue Australia. I would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians on all the lands on which we meet digitally today and pay our respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all this morning to a very special Vogue Codes event, our first for 2021, and our very first Vogue Codes country. When we launched Vogue Codes in 2016, our mission was simple: provide a platform for inspiring female entrepreneurs to share their stories in an effort to see more women pursue careers in tech-related industries. Our mission has not changed, but the world seems a very different place 5 years on. The events of 2020 have reshaped the way we live, work, teach, and learn. And while we've all been affected differently, the impact of COVID-19 on women has been particularly significant, and it's made it glaringly clear just how critical it is that women are empowered by technology and not left behind. A recent report by the Rapid Research Information Forum, chaired by Australia's former Chief Scientist, Dr. Alan Finkel, highlights the impact of COVID-19 on women in STEM. Women have faced disproportionate increases in caring responsibilities and disruption to working hours, job security, and paid work capacity. This is most acute for those with children under 12. With a new work from home flexibility, many of us have packed up and traded cramped city life for a better life further out. Tech and communication providers have made their services more efficient as demand has soared. Innovation and creativity is booming in Australia's regional areas. We are proud to be hosting the inaugural Vogue Codes Country, shining a spotlight on rural and regional entrepreneurs, building community and creating opportunities for others to benefit from their success. And they were doing this well before the pandemic. We are so fortunate to have some incredible women joining us on the panel this morning. Before we meet today's special guests, I'd like to take a quick moment to thank our partners, without whom Vogue Codes would not be possible. As we move into our 6th year of the campaign, it's wonderful to have Optus on board as presenting partner for Vogue Codes 2021. The time is right to boldly push forward and inspire women with a sense of optimism and opportunity, and I know that Vogue and Optus share this vision together. We are delighted to have Audi and Estee Lauder on board as our supporting partners again this year. Together, we're all committed to making this a highly successful campaign, which really makes a difference. Now let's hear from Kelly Bayer-Rosmarin, CEO of Optus.
Hi everyone, my name is Kelly and I'm the CEO of Optus. It is my honour to welcome you to the first ever Vogue Codes Country. Australia's country, that is our rural and regional areas, are the heartbeat of our nation. When one thinks of why Australia is so special, it is because of the qualities of innovation, hard work, and character that forms the fabric of our society, nurtured in our country areas. Whether you are a woman who is pursuing a career with a corporate or an entrepreneurial business starter who is tapping into a nationwide market, or whether you know or support other women changing the future for the better, we have so much we can learn from each other. And this inaugural Vogue Codes Country event fosters that exchange. Optus recognises the importance of inclusion across Australia through our investment in our world-class nationwide network and through partnerships like the one we have with Vogue Codes. And like you, we are equally passionate about empowering every Australian to build careers, skills, and opportunities for women, and especially supported by great technology. I am always grateful to women like yourselves who are improving themselves, building networks, and contributing your talent to providing better products, services, and experiences for others. Whether you're an entrepreneur in STEM, advancing your family business, or working in your local communities, I thank you for pushing yourself and those around you to new heights. At Optus, we believe optimism and a commitment to saying yes leads to great outcomes. By saying yes to joining today's event, you will be rewarded with inspiration, ideas, and opportunities. And maybe it will all get you thinking differently too. I hope that together we can learn a lot and that many moments of belief and inspiration, yes moments, emerge over the course of the year. Enjoy.
Hello again. Let's welcome our first special guest. Now joining me to discuss good vibes, building a brand with heart, is founder and owner of the vibrant and colourful homewares and fashion store, Jumbled, Pip Brett. If you have a question for Pip, please send through as we go through via the slide out chat box. Now, hello Pip, and welcome to Vogue Codes.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining us. So Pip, for everyone who doesn't know Pip, is in Orange. Tell us a little bit about your business there, Pip, Jumbled. You have so many different facets now. How do you describe it?
Really, we're a one-stop shop for all things joyful. It really is. I've tried to put everything that I love under one roof. And we have a bricks and mortar store in Orange, New South Wales, but we also run an online business. We take trips to Morocco. We have business events. We do sort of wherever the wind takes us.
So you started a business when you were just 22, Igloo in Orange. I mean, did you always have a vision to start your own business? Was that your driving passion?
Well, my mum had a clothing store in Orange for 25 years. And I always wanted to do something design related. And I went and studied fashion at UTS in Sydney. And when I finished the degree, I decided, nope, want to open a store. Mum was just the best mentor that anyone could ever have. So 22, I didn't think it would fail. I felt there was a need for a beautiful store out here. It's very different now. There's so many great stores in regional Australia, but back then, everyone was traveling to Sydney to buy their clothing, and online wasn't really a thing either. So, I just started, and over the years it's evolved and started a homewares store. And now we're all in together in this beautiful Masonic hall that we've renovated. And it just feels like I'm so grateful that I started my business in regional Australia all those years ago.
And tell me, before we get on and speak about social media and the role it plays in your business now, how has COVID impacted your business? I mean, Orange has become a hotspot. My friends at Qantas were telling me they had to put on extra planes to get people to Orange. Have you just seen it boom, not just obviously online, but also, in real time, people visiting the store?
Yeah, I think all in all, it was a very stressful time, and I'm mindful that there's still so much going on, but all in all, it's been a positive for our town. For a long time, people have been saying Orange is the new black for as long as I can remember, but it really is. There's just a great buzz about people exploring Australia. So our town has definitely, it's been a total positive. For the business, online just went bonkers, and I guess lots of new first-time buyers that now our challenge is to make them loyal customers. But personally as well, I think and I'm sure for lots of other people, it gave me time to think and reevaluate what I want from business, what I want for my community, what I want for my staff. And I just think it's a really nice breather for a second to kind of reevaluate everything.
And tell me, did you pick up a lot of international customers at that time too?
We always have a little bit of an international presence, but it's mainly art and original things that people can't get their hands on. So, yeah, that's also grown, which has been amazing. I think with social media, the boundaries of location don't really exist anymore, which is wonderful.
So speaking about social media, you've said that you were a little reluctant to start an Instagram account, although now it's, one of the major drivers or marketing drivers of your business. Why was that? What changed your mind, and where are you today with social posting?
Yeah, well, I had a girl working for me at the time who said, you should try Instagram. I was like, oh, what is that? I don't want to do it. As a small business owner, you have a long list of to-do things that you have to do every day. And she was like, no, you're going to love it. You just take photos of your feet. cups of coffee, what you're doing in the day, behind the scenes. I'm like, no one wants to see behind the scenes. And she's like, I promise you they do. And I remember doing it, and the followers started happening, and then you start posting, and it sort of became like, I love it. I find it a really creative thing to do. And I feel grateful that as a business owner, it's something that we can use that's practically free. You know, when I first started, I could send out 2 postcards a year. One when spring started, one was when winter season started, and that was so expensive even then. So it is amazing, but it's all just been a trial and error type thing. So I think now we've got 146,000 followers, and when I think we reached 50,000, which is what the population of my town is, I was blown away by that. And now, it's amazing. It's an amazing driver for our business. And I really feel like people get to know who you are and who your staff are and what you stand for. Like, it's easy to differentiate yourself, but I feel like it comes easy because we're just doing what we do. We're not, if that makes any sense, hopefully.
No, absolutely. I mean, to that end, obviously, I love your account. So anybody watching who isn't following you yet should indeed. But you obviously do your own styling, right? And did you find that because you were good at retail display, that sort of came naturally, that image creation?
Yeah, like we take all the photos in store on our phone. And I love the challenge I love the creative side of creating a great photo, but I also love the marketing behind it as well. And not every post is about selling something. It might be about something else. It might be about giving back. It might be about your community. It might be, it doesn't have to be that hard sell. And I find that in business, you kind of get a bit of everything. I hope that makes sense. Maybe not. But I feel like, I love taking photos, and I feel that our aesthetic really stands out because we are really colourful, and it is a lot of layering. We like to say more is more, less is a bore. And I think that stands out.
And do you find that mix of content, so that real life or things that really resonate within your community, but resonates particularly well with women, that we're not just interested in being sold to, that we really want to understand, who we're buying from and the provenance of what we're buying, and, we want to engage more with that depth of content. Is that something that's resonating with your audience, that storytelling?
Yeah, I think so. And we say like your vibe attracts your tribe. And, you don't go out seeking particular people to follow your journey. They just find you and come along with you on it. I think that I know that I personally love following people and finding out who they are and the background story and behind the scenes. Like, I love seeing someone's like messy stockroom. I love seeing all the orders that they're taking to Australia Post. I love meeting who their new staff member is. So I feel like I just try and do what I love viewing and seeing as well. But we're not trying to be anything different, so it actually comes easy. And I feel like, people buy from who they know, like, and trust. And so I feel like social media is a really good way for people to get to know you. Like, it's amazing. Like, I feel like I know you because, I follow you on Instagram, and people, it's so strange like that. But it's an amazing tool to have in business.
I think, we've all spoken a lot about authenticity, and I think during COVID-19, authenticity has really come to the fore. And indeed, there have been some influencers, for example, who I think have probably suffered a little bit because of that. But what does it mean for you, like in terms of authenticity, creating a brand with heart? How would you describe that to someone? What's important if you're going to do that?
I think when you're a small business owner too, your life and your business become so intertwined that it's hard to know where it stops and ends. So I feel like being authentic and comes easily. But I literally am in business because I love what I do. You know, I don't want it to get crazy big all of a sudden. I just want to do what we're doing really well. And I want to bring joy to myself personally and also to my staff and to the people that buy from us. So I feel like we're not doing anything groundbreaking here at all, but I feel like if I can make someone happy by that power of when you wear something new and you feel really amazing, or when you walk into your home and you just know you're home and you're safe and you love where you are. I want that feeling to be the purpose. The purpose for our business is to give joy. But yeah, it is for myself a selfish thing, but it is for my staff and the people that buy from us as well. So I feel like if you have that business objective, then the flow-on effects from that is really beautiful as well.
So speaking of your staff, you obviously left Orange to go and get a degree and then returned. Now, I don't need to ask you why you returned to Orange because I had family from Boronor, so I know exactly how beautiful Orange is and why you would indeed return there. But do you think it's important to be able to create job opportunity for young people? I imagine you've got a lot of young employees, to keep people in the regions, to offer them the opportunity, especially in creative or more creative industries, to stay home and live in these beautiful towns and not feel that, they've got to move to the big smoke to achieve that?
Yeah, I've been part of a mentoring program where we're sort of trying to show young people, so it's year 11 students, that there is really amazing opportunities in our own hometown, and we don't want people to not go and study or experience the big smoke or overseas. I think when you see what is possible, because you don't know what you don't know, when you see what is possible, I feel like that is an inspiring thing for young people, that they can see that they can stay here and create an amazing business. But I do feel like it's been something that's been evolving for a long time within our town. But I think everything's been leading up to this point, the Buy from the Bush campaign and then COVID. I think people are starting to see that having a business in a regional area can be a real advantage and a real positive. And I think that's what's most exciting.
So to that end, what are the positives? I mean, obviously, real estate is a very good start. It's terribly expensive in the city, although I believe the regions are getting equally expensive at the moment. But what are some of the positives and what are some of the negatives that you found out about being based in the regions? And what could we do to kind of resolve some of those more negative factors that you faced early on?
Yes. Okay. I think the positives are that, you can create a really strong community and you have a loyal community here as well. The positives are, yes, the real estate, you can have an amazing space, and technology has allowed people to also not have to be located where you are. You can have people working remotely, which I think is an amazing thing for Orange. But also that you can outsource a lot of things, that you don't need to have everyone here. You can use the expertise of people from all over the world, really, which is so exciting. The negatives would be, I didn't have power at my house this morning and with a mad dash here in the morning. And I guess, little things like shipping, and sometimes the staff pool is quite small that you can draw upon in a country town. But I think technology is really opening that up. And I think since COVID, so many people are wanting to move out of the city. So I really feel like there's going to be another big boost to who we can employ.
And speaking about Orange in particular in that way, I mean, you've got this wonderful intersection now with what you've built. Obviously, your mother, was a great inspiration to you, I imagine, having had a fashion boutique. But it's well known for great food, great wine. Like, do you find as a community you all come together to celebrate one another's sort of crafts? And that's really what makes that rich mix. I know, as with somebody wanting to visit Orange, that's one of the reasons why you want to go, because it is so multi-dimensional. Is that something that you're finding once you have a little sort of group, it grows and it grows and it grows as more people are moving to town?
Yeah, definitely. And I think power in numbers. I think everyone working together makes total sense. And I think that's what our town has done so beautifully, because when people come to a destination, they don't want to just eat, they don't want to just drink, they don't want to just shop, that we all need to work together to make this really great experience for the person that hopefully they will go and tell their family and friends. But I think we have an amazing tourism body here, and we all meet all the business owners every couple of months, and it is a really great community thing. And we all act as tour guides for our city. I love seeing a note that a customer pulls out and another store owner or winery has written them a little handwritten note of, you must go to these 3 places and then go for a bushwalk here. I feel like that's the great thing about community and yeah.
I was going to ask that because I think people watching from other regional towns will be thinking, how's Orange got that special sauce that seems to be making it right? We're all seeing fantastic marketing campaigns with DNSW, I know, backing those too. Is that really what it is? Do you think the coordination of your tourism board there and that focus and ability to bring you all together, to market together, if you like, and then the locals' commitment to making sure that those visitors really go from store to store or experience to experience? Yeah,
definitely. But I do also think, I look at other country towns like Carcoar and Canamble and Walgett, and they only need one really great little store, like a coffee shop with homewares, thinking of like the places that have popped up, and it can transform a community. It seems, because it becomes like a meeting place. It attracts, it's a meeting place for the local community, but it also attracts tourists. I just think that it only takes one little thing, and the flow-on effect from that is amazing. So then another business comes and another one. And I just think it's been this, I think Orange has been this slow burn that just keeps going from strength to strength. But I look at other towns around us and that same thing is happening. But I think it is about businesses coming together and sort of working towards a common goal, which I think is where the magic, the secret sauce happens.
I guess a beautiful Indigenous art gallery in Moree comes to mind, which a lovely man, Toby, who we've worked with a bit at Vogue, is running at the moment. And I guess that's another example of you get that one incredible business popping up and then people want to go for that reason and other businesses pop up around it. But do you think, coming then out of COVID, obviously it's been such a bad news story in the regions for a long time with drought, a lot of people leaving the regions and towns slowly dying. The reverse seems to have happened with COVID. So how do we hold on to it, or how can those of us in the city support the regions to make sure that this is, at the start of a really positive trajectory that is sustainable and not something where everybody just sort of, moves back to the city, or, we go back to, in times past where things have boomed and then not, you start to see decline again. Do you think it is about visiting more at home or purchasing more locally?
I think it's a combination of both things, exploring our own country, but also thinking about your purchasing power is amazing. Who are you buying from? Are you buying from a big American company, or are you buying from, a beautiful pearl maker at Trangie? You know what I mean? Like, I think it's about thinking where you want to spend your money. But I really feel like there's not going to be that really big decline after COVID. I feel like there's been so many things thrown at regional towns lately. We've even had the mice, which has been horrific also for many, many people and places. But I think, you know, buy from the bush and also especially like women in business are driving so much of this growth in regional towns, which I think is amazing. I really don't think it's going to go backwards. I think it's only upwards from here.
Certainly in our cover story this month, Erica Packer, who grew up in regional New South Wales, spoke of the resilience of country people and how it is almost impossible to understand the resilience. But do you think that that will be one of the ingredients that ensures that we continue to move forward? Because country people know how to do that. They've driven their own success for so long against so many odds that, you know, you really want to hold on to what we've built now and drive this forward.
Yeah, I think it is resilience, definitely. But I also think it's like resilience of the community as well. I think everyone, maybe that's lacking in the city as much. I'm not sure, but I feel like here everyone really bands together. And I think that's what the power is, the power in numbers. And, you know, I think what's important, I think we know out here. So, yeah, I would say it's a combination of the two.
So, Pip, on a personal level, as the business has grown, how have you and your husband sort of managed that juggle? I mean, I hate to use that word because we all get asked that all the time, but, you know, do you find that the community of Orange assists you in ways that perhaps we're lacking in the city?
Yeah, I think life logistics are a lot easier out here. You know, you're not driving for 1 million hours to get somewhere. But I think, you know, that juggle, I'm sure any woman listening today would know that, you know, you can have it all, but you can't do it all at once. You know, I always think when I'm doing really well in one area, like if the business is going really, really well, my family probably hates me. Or if my family's loving me, the business is probably not doing as well. But it's finding that in between ground, I think, of what works and what keeps everyone happy. But I have amazing staff that, you know, I can rely on. I think with every, you know, new step that you take in your business, you have to recalibrate everything else in your life. You know, you take on a new role or you say yes to something, but then it's a learning thing for everyone. I don't know. It's a tricky one, isn't it? But I have a lovely husband. Lovely.
That helps. So tell me something you took on about the huddle for our viewers. Tell us all about that.
Yeah. So the huddle is a weekend of inspiration and learning for kick-ass business women. So we first started it last year. We snuck it in just before COVID, which was so grateful for. But when Jess, who I worked with, we were in Melbourne and the drought was so bad here. We'd had a terrible drought for 4 years and we were wanting to do something a bit more meaningful. We donated money for coffees for farmers, but it just felt like we just wanted something more to give back in a different way. And we felt that bringing 10 of the best mentors from across the country to our town of Orange to hear their stories, because I find nothing more inspiring than hearing the story of someone who's done it for themselves, you know, the highs and the lows, not just the really glossy story. So we had 450 women last year descend upon Orange, and it was probably one of the greatest weekends of my life. It was so inspiring and amazing. And we've just planned the next huddle, which is happening in September, and we just sold out of our tickets last night. So we sold all 600, And, you know, we've got the most amazing mentor lineup of women from all different areas and aspects of business coming to Orange. And, you know, it's so great for our community as well to have 600 women hooking up all the accommodation here and eating and drinking. And it's just going to be this 3-day long extravaganza that I'm super excited for.
I congratulate you. It's such an incredible initiative, and I'm sure the people of Orange are very, very grateful for you bringing all those fabulous women to town. So before we get to some questions, because we've got lots of them, would you tell us, or tell our listeners, what is coming up next for Jumbled? What's your sort of 3-year, 5-year plan? Do you think that far ahead? Do you have time to?
I literally don't think that far ahead, unfortunately. I think, as I was saying before, I feel like the business is in this really lovely stage at the moment. You know, we've got gorgeous customers. I've got beautiful staff. We've got lovely collaborations happening with other brands. I don't want to get any bigger as such. I just want to I want to be the best in customer service. And we already are amazing, but I just want to be like the very, very best. And for every experience that our customer has whether they walk in store or they log online or they give us a call or an Instagram message, that they walk away feeling like great and amazing. And so do we. I just, I feel like we're at that lovely stage that I would love not to move out of. But, you know, I know you have to keep evolving and adapting to stay at that point. But at the moment, I'm just feeling that happiness is really important for myself and my family. And yeah, it's a really lovely place to be.
And have you found you've had to hire a lot of IT support? I mean, given that Vogue Codes is all about encouraging young women to pursue careers in technology, I mean, do you see job opportunities at your business being able to live in Orange if you had, you know, great, not just coding skills, but a general understanding of tech?
Yes.
Social media marketing?
Yeah, I have the most amazing girl, Jess, who works with me, who is, I call her my tech support. You know, she is a jack of all trades and she can do so much, but we've also outsourced various things of late with SEOs and helping with digital marketing and things like that. But we have done everything ourselves. Like we use Shopify, which is an amazing online platform for online businesses, you know, and we've really educated ourselves in understanding how to use the technology. So, you know, I would love, my dream is to employ someone that was solely based on customer service for online and any communication. That is my next aim that I would love. But at the moment, we're, you know, jacks of all trades. We're only quite a really small team, but I think that's the power in having a small team and really understanding the elements of your business yourself, because there has been times where I've let people do their own thing or they've been the expert in the area and then they leave and I'm nowhere because I haven't understood and I haven't taken the time myself to learn it and to understand it. So I feel like that's something that's really important in a small business in a regional town, because it's not as easy then to find that next person.
I think that's been one of the key messages of Vogue Codes for its 6 years, that we all have to be at least tech literate. I certainly know in our business at Vogue, I mean, SEO is a vital part of our digital business and indeed any newsroom and anything that we do. And, you know, you're kind of horrified by how little you knew of it a few years ago and how dependent the growth of your business was on it. And I guess that's some of the issues we're trying to highlight through Vogue Codes, that, you know, it's not scary, it's not magic. It can be learned. And has that been your experience? The more you surround yourself and sort of ask the questions, the more you've learned?
SEO blew my mind, and it's only like a recent thing for me where I've just gone, oh my gosh, I think, it can be very daunting, and learning any new thing like a hobby or a language, it's very scary at the start, but there are some amazing resources that are available online where you can teach yourself. I think it's about finding the teacher or the source that suits you best. And then I think making sure that everyone in your business kind of understands what the element is that you're all sort of working towards. But yeah, technology is something that I'm not great at, but it's something that you just have to embrace, isn't it? Because you'll get left behind, and there is so much power in understanding how it works. I'm sure there's so many things I don't know, but if you just slowly learn each element, it's amazing then how your business grows.
Actually, Vogue Code started because of a comment Mike Cannon-Brookes made to me, which was, never before in human history has the knowledge required by everyone been held by so few. And I thought, oh, that makes me look at my business, because you're right. You've got to be careful not to concentrate all the knowledge within one, with one individual or another, because if you lose them, I imagine, especially in the regions it's hard to replace them, you can be in all sorts of trouble. Now, we've got some questions coming in, and, we have a lot of people, obviously, at university who really log into Vogue Codes and enjoy it. And so one of them is asking, what advice would you give a young professional starting out in the fashion industry today?
Oh, gosh. I think anyone starting any business, just go for it. And I think just starting, is the key. It doesn't have to be perfect to start off with. But I do also think that I did lots of work experience when I was in Sydney before I opened this business, and just trying to learn from the best, learning from people that you admire. You can reach out to people. Sometimes people are very busy also, but if you can be useful, I think that's amazing. But just trying to learn from people that you think are the best.
We've got another question here from somebody who I think has a regional business themselves and relies a lot on online retailing, just asking how you're approaching Amazon and whether you feel that will be a threat, or how you hope to work with Amazon in future.
I am a big believer in just staying in your own lane and really focusing on what you're doing rather than looking around at the competition. And, I should probably think about that, but I'm just staying really focused on giving my customers the best experience possible, and just constantly surprise and delighting them through new and amazing things. I think for us going forward, collaborations and with different designers gives us great unique product that no one else can replicate, which I think is really an exciting thing for us. So I think I would just say just focus on what you're doing and do it really well, and hopefully then those external forces will be minimised, hopefully.
Which actually leads us to the next question. Somebody asking, you mentioned collaborations. Could you tell us anything about any of those collaborations? I think you've got a lot of fans and customers out there really waiting who want to jump on this first.
Yeah, I love collaborations personally because I'm able to use my design skills from uni, and it's amazing to be able to hold in your hand something physical that you've made. So we've done beautiful collaborations with Robert Gordon Ceramics. We're able to make our dream dinnerware set just because I was on a podcast and they said, oh, what would be your dream collaboration? I was like, I would love to make ceramics. And I literally was sitting by the pool and got a text message from Kate from Robert Gordon saying, we want to make your dreams come true. And then that whole process was amazing. And then the photo shoot and getting it in store and then it's selling out straight away is kind of like the ultimate thing. But yeah, we've got different things in the pipeline, and I think collaboration is a really great thing that people can do within their within their regional town as well. You know, you could be a beautician and do one with the local hairdresser, you know, and it doesn't need to cost a lot of money. It's just drawing upon the skills of someone else that has the amazing talents that you don't possess. So it's a really exciting, it's probably the most exciting part of our business at the moment.
And I guess that's another way that technology has really changed the game, right? Because you can have a dream about a collaboration and then connect with that individual artist, you know, ceramicist, you know, fashion designer, just through, you know, one tweet or one moment or a comment on Instagram or a podcast. Could you have imagined that when you started out?
No, no, definitely not. I couldn't imagine any of this, you know, when I started out in my tiny little store. And I think that's the beauty of how letting things organically grow. But I do think that technology, you know, your DMs and your emails, like I hate my emails, but, you know, there's this one little amazing little line in there saying, hey, do you want to collab? And you see who it's from and you already like fall off. You will be high-fiving and you're like, you know, I think you can get access to the bigger person so much easier, you know, to your dream. You're only a DM away, you know, I think that's the exciting thing.
Now, we are about to run out of time, but now that you are obviously officially the tourism minister for Orange, I've got to watch asking, please could you tell me where I should stay when I come to visit?
Oh, we've just got the most beautiful Byng Street boutique hotel. It's just been done up in town and it is ultra special. But there's amazing Airbnbs. We've got lots of hotels opening up. But yeah, Byng Street is very, very special.
Well, thank you so much, Pip, and that's all we have time for today. But thank you for your story. Congratulations on the extraordinary business you've built. Congratulations on Huddle as well, and we look forward to hearing more about it in September. And thank you for joining us. I know that your story, your business, your Instagram account will be really inspirational, or are indeed already really inspirational to the watchers and participants of Vogue Codes and indeed Vogue readers and audiences everywhere. So thank you for taking the time out today. I hope the electricity gets back on. and
a car that we accidentally drove down a little ditch as well. But all is well, and thank you so much for having me on today, and thank you, and good luck to everyone that's listening.
The pleasure. Thanks, Pip.
Bye.